hospital from June. The claim has been widely circulated on Facebook, Twitter, and WhatsApp, while many Nigerian social media users have expressed different reactions to the post. Reacting, Senator Mamura said the claim that the Minister of Health said that there will be free DNA tests for all Nigerians in government hospitals from June is false and baseless. it's really
you see there is recently there is this campaign on social media for DNA
tests, yes.
So I believe that the owner of that
was
Twitter
just joking.
was just like trying to catch his own cruise.
Because we have a lot of women giving children to their husbands that are not their.
So what he's saying is that there will be free DNA tests. So
from June.
Don't be afraid of the cost. You can you and your wife, your spouse, just walk there and just do your test. So you understand. And some Nigerians will take it serious. Just say, this thing is let this man not say we should go out for DNA test for our children. But Dayo, to me, this is uncalled for.
Yeah.
You understand? Do we take it like a family losing value in what the family stand for, or a kind of immorality taking over the society? Because today you see the infidelity among the married couple is becoming so high. You understand? The man is outside there, is lying to his wife that he has a conference somewhere, he will end up in a hotel. You understand? Last time, one incident that the man took drugs when he was expecting a girl in Asaba. He was a man that based here. He ended up in Asaba, whereas he's supposed to be somewhere, and he died. So such incidents is so rampant. Now, what is happening in our society? I think the religious houses, the mosque and the churches, they need to do more of the teaching, because the aspect of life, only the religious body that can bring religion to at least create that discipline back in us. You understand? Today now, if you go to on social media, you hear some advocate, some people advocating, championing this cause that look, if your husband cheats, you too cheat. You understand? So you discover that a lot of paternity issues is going on around. You understand?
And if we have a lot of them right now, each of them we have one or two reasons of doing that.
Certainly there must be reasons. You understand?
Reasons.
There's no any reason. You know, one thing about family, one thing about couple, one thing about marital issue is about action and reaction. You understand? How the man's action and the reaction from the woman. If you take views of women on the social media, I think the most thing, if there's anything that disturbs them most, is when their man cheats. So you understand that the older generation of women, not that they are not aware of cheating, but the society then didn't give them that much voice, didn't give them that opportunity for them to speak out. Unlike our own present generation, whereby there is social media, if the woman within her family level, her own family, immediate family, for her father's house, there are things that she will go to say, okay, mommy, advise me. This is what's happening. The mommy will say, shh, don't talk. And she will not talk. The father too will do the same thing. Then she will end up on social media to air her views. And the society will sympathize with her. Some will advise her. Some will give her contrary advice. Some will give her the advice that will help her. Some will give her advice that will end up breaking her homes. That is what is happening today. But I believe religious houses, they must have to wake up and do their work.
Well, sometimes that kind of issue don't happen because the man cheats. At times, a lady can push a child to a man because probably the man she was dating before she met this guy that wants to marry her, impregnated her, and he doesn't want to collect the pregnancy.
Like the case of
or he doesn't. He's not a good person.
So they do himself. I think somehow he end up that somehow he was like accusing his wife of cheating. So and then he end up conducting DNA tests for his children. And he discovered that his first child wasn't his.
And again,
So, and the lady said, look, that I never knew that I was pregnant. I was actually dating someone before
I met you.
So you see, such scenario exists. But the aspect that I don't really like, we're on a public TV. I'm not supposed to say it so, but I will have to say it. Lately, if you observe, there is this campaign pushing for single mothers. The way, it's not like I'm condemning the single mothers. I'm not condemning them. They are human beings. They are lovely. Their scenario, situation create that. But a situation whereby you see some of them saying that, look, what do you need a man for? Be a single mother and live your independent life. So it shows that our society is eroding from that moral value. You understand? So we should keep on preaching and sensitizing ourselves on moral value. All this is about worldly life. So we should think about hereafter, the consequences of our action hereafter. You understand? DNA test is not supposed to be there, but DNA test is necessitated due to cases of infidelity that is on the increase. You understand? So, and I believe that more homes will be subjected to shock to the extent of break due to this incident. Like this particular guy now that is saying this thing now. It's just that couples, they will not come out to express their this and say, okay, but you discover that man that is guilty, that woman that is guilty of insincerity to her marriage, the moment she hears something like this, it's like that fear will enter into her. You understand? So, for this part of the world, we will believe that man is naturally a polygamy. No, it's not about that. It's about your commitment. Because I still stand by my words that, look, once a man is faithful to his wife, that woman, whether he's rich or not, that woman will support him. But once a man says small iota of insincerity in you, that trust will become, there will be break in the trust she has for you. And you understand, I'm sorry to say this, you're a woman. Women at times, they are irrational. So you understand, a man will think twice before he will do something. A man could be having a side chick somewhere, but he will still be thinking about how he put his wife first before the side chick. But you understand, that moment that man, you abuse that trust, that woman could go to any length. You understand? That is why you see incidences of saying a woman will stab her husband here and there like that.
We have a lot of them.
A lot of things is going on, Dayo.
A lot of things.
So those of you that you are, apart from you being in the media, you are, I used to call you a church girl. So some of these things, you have to work on it and discuss it. Even within the secular world, you discuss it. Even back to the church, you educate people around it. There's no need for DNA tests, but there's need now because of where we have found ourselves. You understand? So if you want to adopt a child, you know quite okay that you are adopting that child from your heart. But when a situation whereby a woman is like pushing a child that is not yours to you, Dayo, do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? All along, so maybe suddenly there will be need for you to say that, or somebody will answer. One thing is this: the people around you, they will know. One way or the other way, they will know that this guy is not the father of this child. But tongues will be wagging here and there. But you don't know until maybe
12 years later.
12 years later, somebody is coming to tell you, and you find yourself in the hospital. You say, okay, like this, and you confirm this thing. Take the case of the former FCMB MD and that young man, then he now realized that they are now his daughters. Do you understand how painful it is? So it's sad. So we should look for solution. The solution now is people like you.
Sensitization.
Preach, teach. Eventually, through that sensitization, that teaching, someone is having problem. A lady somewhere is thinking, is having divided minded to say, okay, should I do this? Should I cave in to this man that is disturbing me. After all, my husband is doing. But the moment you sensitize, and your program, you just heard about your program, you say, thank God, that's something. Let me go back to my house. So I believe sensitization eventually will change things. We are not in the Western world, even in the Western world.
It won't change all, but it can do something.
It can do something.
Thank you all for staying with us on Morning Briefing Asterisk TV today. I am Dayo Olujuwon,